Your inner child is basically the unpaid intern of your emotional life. Overworked, ignored, and occasionally running the entire show.
Not always good when they come out.
Oh, it's not always good. Not for me, at least. In the last podcast, we talked about trauma and reactions. Today, we touch on your inner child and reactions. Back to the reactions that do not make sense to the situation. This is a super common area in therapy because it negatively impacts our relationships
Sure does.
with others. So I'm going to give you an example of my inner child in the driver's seat. Okay. I know you know this about me.
I do.
Anybody that knows me probably knows this about me. I'm a planner. I have a schedule. I don't like when it gets disrupted. I lose my mind when my schedule gets jacked up. I have all this insight into this, but it's still,
you know it.
I know, and I
It's
still
yes.
have this immediate reaction that's equal to someone cutting off my arm.
Yes, like they're threatening you.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Yes.
Like this morning, I just told you this. I work out at Orange Theory early in the morning. I drop Busy off at practice, and I race there to get a treadmill first.
Yes.
I like to do the treadmill first.
That's how you like to do it.
That's how I do it. It's how I always do it. It's my schedule.
Yes.
Today I got there, and this woman beat me to the last treadmill. So I had to go. I had to start off on the floor.
If you want to see Abby lose her mind, change her schedule and her expectation what should come first. And go.
And so I walk in and my friend's on her treadmill. She looks at me and she raises her hand up. And I go, what the fuck? I'm so pissed. I'm scaring people at this point. Like, I didn't just say, hey, I'm pissed. I think I announced to the entire gym that I was pissed that I didn't get a treadmill. The poor woman, the treadmill ahead of me was probably scared that I was going to jerk her off it. But, and then as I got on the rower and I started rowing, and then I did my lifts and I did the treadmill last, everything was totally fine. The trainer at the end was like, hey, how was it? I'm like, oh, I was being so dramatic. It was totally fine. But that inner child in me came out like a bear. And this is like just something that's super common with me. My schedule gets jacked up. In my mind, my workout is ruined. I'm not going to burn as much. I'm not going to get the workout I need. I hate doing the treadmill last. All these inner child, like temper tantrum.
That's exactly a great way to describe it. It was a temper. It's like your inner child is temper tantruming.
I had a tantrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my adult brain,
yes,
my yoga mind is, hey, doing something different and switching it up is so good for my body and my brain.
That's the adult brain.
Pivot and be fine.
Yeah.
Which was what? Yes. Which the four other people, I will say, there were four people that aren't usually in our class. Yes. So four of us that are always on the tread first, everyone did the workout on the floor first. They were all fine until I got them riled up. Of course, it was like, can you believe this? What is going on here? Who are these people?
Yeah.
There's one guy's like, yeah, I always do the treadmill first. So then I get his inner child going. And
exactly.
And we're off to the races. This poor trainer. But today we're going to talk about the inner child and how it rears its ugly head in some of our reactions.
Welcome to Fit Mind Chats. Get comfortable. Join us in our virtual therapy office and get ready to gain insight into motivation that drives behaviors you don't understand. We're the owners of Fit Mind Cleveland, a mental health private practice in Cleveland, Ohio, with grounded therapists that are approachable and meet you where you're at in life. A place where you can see your strength and grow in your greatness. I'm Sarah Delavella, a licensed independent social worker.
And I'm Abby Smeedy, an independently licensed clinical counselor. Okay, the Google definition of inner child. The inner child is an individual's subconscious, childlike subpersonality that holds early memories, emotions, and experiences. It represents both positive traits, and those traits when you have those days with your kids when you're running to get on the slide, you're going down the water slide, you're at Cedar Point on the rides. That's the inner child that comes out.
That's also part of your child.
It is part of your, and that's super fun and great.
Yes.
Then there's the one that comes out of unmet needs, fears, traumas from childhood. That we talked a lot about that last week, and they continue to influence our adult behaviors, relationships, and emotional triggers.
So like it's autonomic, it's automatic, it's subcortical. So, traumas are stored not in your cortex of your brain, which is why it is so automatic. When you describe like that, I mean, it's automatic. I know intellectually when I'm calm, it's irrational, but when I am triggered, it's subcortical, right? So it just goes automatically. Your emotional brain has taken over.
Oh yeah.
Right. But it hit that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So
I clear was fighting.
When you face a conflict maybe with someone and you learned how to fawn in childhood, that was your survival instinct, and you immediately go into people pleasing and accommodating.
Use humor, make people laugh.
Yes, that's your inner child, possibly.
Oh, absolutely.
Or it's the person who's ready, their dukes are up, they're ready to fight. That when conflict happens, because maybe they experienced a lot of conflict and their fight survival instinct takes over, and they're ready, dukes up, we're going to go for it, right? But they have to remind themselves, like, my wife or my husband is just bringing a problem to me.
Right.
Okay.
This is not
the
end of the world.
This is not the end of the world. So it's when your child takes control in that moment, and it's used to maybe even freezing and shutting down. I don't speak. Someone comes to you and says, hey, I got to let you know this really bothered me. And all of a sudden you just freeze and shut down. I don't.
What?
Okay. And you can't talk, can't access any words. Exactly.
You block them if it's per text.
Yes.
I think of the fawning, like I've said before, I was an ugly kid, and I was not cute. It's okay. Braces, glasses, like jacked up teeth.
Yeah, did you go through a period? Okay.
Oh,
yep.
Like 12 years. So, have you told Sarah? She's shot so
Oh my God. I literally just spit my bubbly out. Oh my God.
It was a long stretch of not being cute.
Okay. 10, 12 years. Okay. And
it wasn't, but I would fawn.
Yes.
Because if I was funny,
yes,
I was accepted.
Absolutely.
People liked me. So a lot of times I'd let things slide because I'll be funny.
Yes.
And they'll like me. They'll like my friend.
That's fun. You can be a people pleaser, right?
Oh,
as long as I help, or it's the signs that your wounded inner child might be coming out is that you could have very, very low self-worth. You have a very harsh inner critic as an inner child who's like, you always suck. You never know what you're doing. You're never enough. Don't do that because you're not even going to do it right.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That's a big one.
You can have relationship challenges because you're operating from a fear of abandonment. You're like people pleasing out of a fear of abandonment. You also might avoid intimacy altogether because getting intimate means that you're too vulnerable. So that's 100%. How it can show up there. You can have uncontrolled emotions. They're intense, they're irrational, anger, or feeling overwhelmed, like the temper tantrum. We all can have that too.
Tantrum. I had one this morning.
Yep. And when it comes up, you're like,
oh man, sorry guys.
There it is. There's my little child. You can be avoidant. Like you just have a difficulty setting boundaries. You don't set them, or you are so hyper independent, you never ask anybody for help. That can be a sign of an inner child coming out. And then lastly, I'd say emotional numbing. I don't know how many people that I work with in therapy, any and all of these show up in therapy, but people are disconnected from any feelings, let alone the painful ones.
Right, absolutely. Right? That's their survival technique.
Yes.
100%.
And lastly, what causes this? It can be abandonment. It can be neglect as a child. It can be abuse, physical, emotional, sexual. It can be domestic violence in the home. These often lead to trust and guilt, or issues in trust, and then guilt and shame come from trauma. So that's
and some of these aren't trauma too. I mean, like some of your inner child is just your life experiences. It can be your birth order. It can be like stuff that's happened with teachers, parents. I mean, it comes from many different ways. But we talked trauma last week. This week, it could be trauma, but we're also talking about other reasons why this, like the bear in you comes out. Yeah, absolutely. Or like when we set boundaries, like today, I set a boundary in a very aggressive, angry manner. Right. Like, don't you dare take a treadmill. I hope if anyone out there is an Orange Theory person, it's okay if you take the treadmill.
Right.
If I have my little thing, I'll move forward.
Yes.
I'll move forward. Yeah. It's okay. Okay, so here's some of the ways our inner child comes into play.
Yeah.
It's often a topic on the couch. I mean, and when you're listening to this, which apply to you? And if there's ones that we didn't hit, send us them in a comment because I would love to talk about them.
I love.
I think inner child fascinating. I think it's fascinating.
Maybe we bring it up on the next. So if you put something down there, we'll talk about it.
100%. Yeah, I gotta stop saying that too.
That'd be nice.
Oh, it would. I can't get out of it.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. This is one.
Yep.
They didn't text me back on being abandoned spiral. This is the most common in my office.
Yep.
Because you send a text, hours go by.
No one's responding.
The adult brain, hey, they're probably busy. They don't have their phone on. This is a non-texting person. Yep. The inner child, they hate me. I'm being rejected. This always happens. My friends don't like me. They're on a group text talking about me. It's tons of assumptions and thinking errors.
Yes.
And I find this a lot with my college and high school kids, especially.
Yeah.
They get real revved up about like, oh, they didn't like this on my social media, or I don't have any friends. My friends don't like me.
Yes.
And it's all an assumption. It's a reaction to overthinking. Sometimes people start double texting. Other times they'll shut down and then, oh, you didn't text me for 12 hours. I'm not going to text you for 12 hours.
It's aggression.
Yeah. And then boom, and with that passive aggressive.
Yep.
Or they pick a fight later.
Yes.
The kind of way to work on managing their child is confronting the thinking you're assuming. Check the facts.
Check your facts.
Yeah, check your facts. And it's okay to be like, hey.
It's okay to be vulnerable and be like,
yeah.
oh my God, I know this probably sounds nuts, but did I say something that bothered you?
Yeah.
Right back. And I was worried, did it come across weird? Hopefully you're in a good enough solid friendship where they laugh and go, no, don't worry about it. I just have been crazy busy.
My phone's been taken away. Yeah.
My phone's been taken away. My mom has my phone. I'm grounded.
Right. Yeah. I'm doing this on my iPad.
Yes.
Like for sure. And it's kind of reparenting that inner child and reparenting them. It's okay that change is all right.
You got it.
You're going to be safe. It's going to be okay.
Yes.
You have ways out of this. If it's so uncomfortable on the treadmill,
yes.
the second half of class was very pleasant.
Yes.
I felt really warmed up and good. But like, it's okay. You can always walk out. You can always, maybe as a kid, that wasn't the option.
Right. That wasn't.
You couldn't walk out of a class.
Nope.
You couldn't walk. I definitely couldn't walk out of
home.
a practice. Oh, I couldn't walk out of my house.
I mean, like if something's going on in the house, you're like, well, I'm stuck.
I'm going to go to my room. Yeah.
So the adult child, it's part of this. And another way of even thinking about it is to like, how do you talk to your child when they're tantruming?
Right.
Apply some of those same things to your inner child. So
yeah.
Meaning when your child is like scared and frustrated and crying and tantruming, one of the best things that you can do is I know when my child is crying, a hug helps. When they're really angry, even just validating, like, I get it. You're angry. Yeah, I get it.
This.
Or you're worried. You know what? Hey, so you can talk to your inner child. You're worried that your friends don't like you. I get it. I think that's a really human fear. But it's also, and then this is where the adult brain, so we soothe, but we also say, but it's also possible that they're just busy right now.
Right. You're not being left out.
You're not. That is because we want to talk to our kids that way too. We might want to validate their feelings, but we also want to challenge the thinking.
Right. The stop and think.
Yep.
And I feel like when you stop and think, this is, God, from years of therapy.
Yes.
As soon as you feel that somatic symptom of like, today, as soon as I was like, that like, I feel it just comes up from my stomach up to my head. Like I stiffen. As soon as I feel that, I should take a step back. Wow, I'm really reacting to something right now.
Yes.
What is it? Oh, it's my inner child. It's okay.
Yes.
Change is good. Breathe. All these things I would tell someone to say. And like as a parent, like one of my children came to me and said they were upset about something like this. I'd be like, okay, what's the worst that's going to happen? You can try it. And if you don't like it, you can leave.
Yep.
The worst that happens is you do it and you realize this is why I never jump on the treadmill. And this sounds like a completely ridiculous example, but these are the inner child things.
These are the moments.
They're the moments of like the most ridiculous statement, like talking about it's hilarious. But I'm like, oh my God, at 5:30 this morning, it was not hilarious.
Right.
I was like,
well, and I always say breathe first.
Yeah,
like
take a big breath.
Because your nervous system, if you're in survival mode, you don't have access to your like thinking brain.
Right. Absolutely.
So calm it first. Just be like, oh, I feel this reaction. I'm going to breathe. I always say time and space. I work with couples all the time. Especially if you cannot calm your nervous system yet,
right?
While the person's still there, because they triggered something. It's not that they caused it,
right?
But something in the environment hit that vulnerability, and now I say step away, go away. Take some time and space, listen to yourself, and then when you're calm, go back at it. Say,
right?
Okay, now this is important to me. I really want to talk through it, but I was reacting too much,
right?
So I couldn't give you the response I'd like to give you.
And if you're the person, I find this problematic too sometimes. If you're the person on the other end and the person's asking for space, especially parents, give them space. Don't follow them. Don't continue to hound them because that's your inner child coming out. I want to be heard. I want to be heard. I want to be heard.
Yes, it is.
Step it back. When someone says, I need space,
give it to them.
Give it to them. It's going to turn out so much better. In my house, the kids are all the time like, I will ask to stay, like go to my room. I will ask to walk away. I will ask to take a walk. I will ask to go outside. And my parents say no. And then, mom or dad is just yapping at me in the background. And like, that's
don't take it personally.
You can't personalize it.
They are trying to calm their nervous system. So
yep.
let them. And then if you notice, like, I want to lunge and I want to say, no, we got to talk about this now.
Right.
Maybe you say, okay, I think that's my nervous system. Why don't
that's
I
my
calm
anxiety.
mine? And that's my anxiety.
Right.
I'm going to call me. Let's come back together when we're both regulated.
Right.
So that we can have an actual conversation that uses our thoughts and like our logic.
And write them down. If you're worried, like, I'll forget if I don't say it.
Yes.
Just write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Oh my God, I love that. I actually told a couple just not too long ago. I said, in order to sort of symbolically put the problem outside of the two of you, write the problem down on a piece of paper outside of you two. Sit together on the same side of the freaking chair, like of the table, and read it together.
Yeah.
And say, maybe this is how I'm understanding this problem, so that it doesn't become like you're the problem. Like, so often that's what couples are doing. And that's because their inner child is like, I'm not the problem.
Right.
I'm not the problem. I'm not wrong. You know,
right? Yeah.
We're in that fight mode.
Because you go back to the kid where you were getting in trouble, or like back. I mean, when I was raised, like, I mean, like, if I was getting in trouble, I couldn't really defend myself because it was considered talking back, disrespectful talking back.
Yeah.
And then all that did was breed resentment and frustration, because it's like, maybe that's not how it went down.
Yes.
But it's like, nope, you're in trouble for this.
Right away.
I don't want to hear a word out of you.
Yes. So you had to stuff it all.
Yeah.
I had, you love my parents, and that's not, again, not trauma, but it is like what you got used to, and you had to stuff these feelings in. And so you'd feel really angry because your voice was not heard
at all.
So then it's like, boom. So you can bring that into your coupledom. I certainly can bring that into Chris. Like, I'll be like, I must be heard. You need to understand me. Right. Like,
and the louder I speak, the more you're going to hear me. That's never true.
That's actually never true.
It's never true. So that's always, it's always so good to kind of go back to that and be like, where does this come from? And I also think in our generation too, there was more physical aggression. There were spankings.
Yeah.
There was belts. There was, I mean, I didn't really get spanked or belted, but like my friends did, and it was kind of normal.
Yeah.
So then you have that too, where like you might not say something, but all that resentment and frustration.
Yes.
Maybe you got accused of something you didn't, if you have siblings.
Oh my God. Even if I didn't have like physical punishment, my dad's lack of emotional regulation, like, he would rage. And I love you, Dad. He's deceased. But you would be like terrified, even though he would not lay a finger on you.
Inner child.
Just his like he was
red
vibrating
face,
with
crazy
anger.
eyes.
And so you'd be like, oh shit. And that could trigger a survival instinct, even though he was actually trying to contain it. And his inner child. He was literally, I mean, so a lot of our unresolved issues, they do come up. They come up in our role as parents, in our role as friends, in our role as spouse.
Right.
Like, it shows itself. So it's worth listening to it and saying,
yes,
I'm going to pay a little attention to you.
I'm going to come in. And I'm going to nurture it. This is why I'm reacting this way.
Yes.
For sure. Okay. This is
another
one.
one.
A good one.
Yeah.
Overreacting to mild criticism.
Yeah.
Your boss gives a small feedback. Adult brain, hey, this is helpful. I can adjust and pivot.
Yep.
Inner child, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I'm not good enough. I'm going to fail. They don't like my work. I'm going to redo this. It just goes crazy. I feel like
I'm the worst employee.
Yeah.
I am the worst they've ever had.
Getting fired.
That's inner child.
I'm getting fired.
I'm getting fired.
I'm done. I mean, you go back to your school days.
Yes.
Where you might have missed something on the spelling bee or spelling test or whatever it might be.
Yeah. Or your parents said something you did was wrong and you thought, I'm a bad kid.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of what I did, like, there's a difference between your behavior and like who you are. But when you're a kid, you don't know the difference all the time. So you immediately go to, I'm a bad. You can react out of that.
Yeah.
And so a boss just goes, hey, here's some feedback. And you're like, taken back to that time when you thought, I'm bad. I am bad.
Right. I feel like this happens in therapy a lot. Like, because we get a lot of feedback.
Yes.
And I can tell immediately when the pleaser's in there, because they'll like, oh, no, I do that. Yeah, I did that. It's okay if you didn't do that. You might not know not to do it. Or like today I had a conversation where I'm like, oh, that sounds like a time management issue. What do you mean? Like, immediately, like, oh, you think I'm accusing you of having bad time management. I'm just saying, hey, I think the root of the problem is, let's look at your time management.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're not in trouble.
Right.
I'm not judging you.
And that's where defensiveness can come out, because they feel like, are you saying like I'm a bad, or it's not good enough and I've got to protect myself because this has hurt in the past. So that is a very human reaction, and we work through it. We try to talk about, hey, so it's, you're not perfect.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Your anxiety people with the perfectionist tendencies, it's a dance to be like, okay, like what if we did this? I do that. Okay, what if we did it differently? What do you mean? You know, like it's this defensive, and like somewhere in your life, someone probably challenged or confronted you and made you feel really bad about it. So when you're kind of coming back and working on this, it's coming back in and telling that inner child, like, you know, no, it's okay. There just might be a different way to do that. There's a million different ways to solve this. I'll see this with my youngest every now and again. She has some anxiety going, but like when she gets done with hey, how's practice? Blah blah blah, chit chat, making small talk, and then I'll like, oh okay, like she's like, yeah, I was on the mid send off. Like this happened this morning. I was on the mid. This morning was a hotbed of situations going on. Like yeah, we had a lot going on. I was like, oh, she's like, I was in the mid speed send off, and I was like, oh okay, blah blah blah. She's like, I don't always have to be the fastest, and I was like,
oh, okay,
whoa, girl.
Yeah,
I was like,
didn't say that.
Girl, you got your bagel sandwich. Yeah, I was like, oh, I go, what did I just say that made you think that you had to be in the fastest lane? Because I want to know, that was not my intention. I'm so proud of you for getting up every morning at 5 a.m. to get to this practice. In my book, that's way bigger than any practice you'll ever get.
That's great.
You're building character.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I just thought like, when you said like, oh, who was in your lane? She's like, I thought you were implying that I was in the lane, like, you know, I wasn't in the right lane. And I was like, not at all. I was just, did you have friends in your lane?
Yeah.
Did you chit chat? Was it at least fun for you? But like somewhere in her inner child, she's got something where at one point I probably made her feel like, well, why weren't you in this lane or something? And she's,
and in like personal psychology, you do have some kids that are just going to be high achieving thinking. That's their personal psychology. And like they are a little bit more prone to that perfectionism. It's like how they interpret the world, and they think like I have to be perfect. And so I mean, it's like that biology, psychology, environment combination of, you know, sometimes we have kids that are built to like, they're sort of high achieving, and like they do not even accept when they think they have to always be straight A's. Right. They think they have to be the highest times. The fastest. Like
they have to be the one with the most saves, the most goals. Yes. And you know, when I talk to kids all the time, I say this a lot. State testing doesn't matter. It does not matter. When you get through life, like I took the Iowas. Iowa basic skills test. No one has checked that score.
No one.
My ACT, SAT, I did pretty well on those. Not one person has ever asked me in my life, like, hey, what were your ACT, SATs? I know it gets you in some good colleges, but like, you land where you land. And when I'm dealing with kids' inner child coming out with that kind of stuff, I'm like, you're going to land where you need to land.
Yeah.
If you land somewhere else because you push and push and push to get there, maybe that's not where you'll end up being, and maybe that's not your best spot. So kind of nurturing that way to be like,
yes,
it's okay.
It's really okay.
Like straight A's in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, it does not predict future success. I tell it to people all the time. Your test score doesn't predict future success. So let's just look at it as like, this is just one measure that I have to formally go through in order to get to college. In our time, it was we had to. Right. Thank God now they don't always use that.
Yeah, test scores are like, that's optional.
Because some people are really good at test taking. Some people are not.
Right.
So, I mean, you could have had a really good day that day, and the next day you could like tank it. You could tank it because you're tired. Yeah. And you're like foggy, and so you don't
feel like doing it. You just want to get it over with.
Right.
So I mean, I get like there's scholarships, and I get there are certain schools. That you need these things, but I feel like, you know, if your kid's really wigging out, or if you are really wigging out about something like this, like coming back in and nurturing that and being like, in the big scheme of things, this is not going to matter. It's not. And like, if I need this score and I have to kill myself to get it, to get into the school that I think is my school, it's probably not your school.
Yeah. I always say too, like, man, sometimes we have these expectations, we have these plans. And one of the best things you can learn is how to truly pivot. Like, and so your expectation is, if it is that I'm supposed to get into everything I want to get into, or I should never make a mistake. Those are unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic.
You will not always get your first choice. Ever. You might get your third. And what you will learn is that third choice came with it, like all these amazing things that you did not expect. And so, you know, it's a life lesson. It's truly a life lesson of we've got to be able to be resilient through disappointment.
Absolutely.
So
and I feel like
with that.
We see this. I tell parents, like with younger kids, like if you don't start saying no and stop telling them they're the best thing since sliced bread and setting boundaries with them, you're creating a monster, but also a kid that's going to be so anxiety ridden, unable to pivot, unable to get out of their concrete way of thinking. I have to go to an Ivy League. I have to go to the Olympics. I have to, or whatever it might be. I have to sing.
Yes. In this theater.
The Grand Ole Opry or something. Yeah, I've got to be the number one lead in the play.
Yes.
It is a disaster in high school. Picking them up and having them figure out that they're not the best thing and dealing with disappointment and dealing with no. Because their inner child's going to come out like a 2-year-old tantruming bear.
Yes.
Like, and so I think it's so important. Like if your child has a hard time with no, working, and having them hear no. Because the world that comes, you can't control it after a certain time in their life. You can't control it. They're going to hear no.
Yes. And this our last one is the avoiding conflict at all costs. And something bothers you in a relationship, and maybe the adult brain would say, I should bring this up calmly. Your inner child instead might be like, oh, hell no. Conflict equals danger. We'll not talk about it.
Red lights.
No.
Run.
Shut down.
Run. I think that comes once again, like, especially in our generation, from like parenting. And I'm not saying our parents were bad parents, but it was not up for discussion, or my feedback was not something that they were going to
welcome.
If I was like, you know, the way you're parenting me right now,
right,
is really not working for me.
Yeah,
they would have been like, I don't care. Yeah. Go away. Go to your room.
They knew what they knew.
Yeah.
They had their information.
Right.
It changes every year. It grows. We get more knowledge base. But absolutely, I think most of us growing up would relate to that. Like, I wasn't really offered the platform for, can I hear your perspective on this? It was, you were late and there is no excuse you can make. And now you're grounded.
Yeah. Deal with that.
Or because there was no misunderstandings in our home. It was either, you know, it was
you're
like,
wrong,
you're wrong, I'm right. And like,
I'm the adult.
And now you're grounded for 2 months. And sometimes I absolutely deserved it. So, but agreed, there was not a whole lot of conversation. It was, we didn't learn necessarily how to deal with conflict either, where you got to be like, well, I appreciate your perspective. So it's that, it's like, it requires practice.
It does. I feel like I tell kids all the time, like, if you don't agree with a grade, go to your teacher.
Yes.
Email them. Yes. There is a way, interpersonal effectiveness skills, to do this.
Yes.
In an appropriate way, calmly. Yeah.
With respect.
I mean, like, back in the day, like, that did not happen. Like, they would be like, you could be really right. It would be like, no. Their pride would be up there. Nope, I'm the adult. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Move along. But now, I mean, teachers are more open, and they love to get the emails. They love the assertive kids that come in and be like, you know what, like,
how can I change this?
What made this wrong?
Yeah. Or what made it wrong?
What made it wrong?
What I get wrong here?
Right.
Can you teach me? I do see that. I mean, I think that is really helpful for kids to learn to do.
Yeah, it is. And with coaching, if you're a coach out there, please be open to a kid coming and asking you, a kid, not a parent, a kid coming and asking you to be like, I didn't get any playing time.
Yeah. What can I do?
What can I do? What are your thoughts?
Can I get feedback?
Yeah.
I have
what am I
kids
doing
that go
wrong?
to their coach. My daughter has gone to her coach and been like, can you give me some feedback? Because I'm not getting as much playing time. What we've sometimes been met with is, for our oldest one, was like, no feedback whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. It's great. And I'm kind of like, oh, I mean, I think it's obvious. Like, you could even say, like, I want you to work on your consistency.
Right.
Of hitting.
Your percentage of serves need to go.
Notice your serves need some help. So maybe we could work on that. Whatever it is, like, but nothing. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, we're just doing the best we can with the positions that we have. That doesn't help her. That does not give her a roadmap. Kids can hear difficult feedback.
Yeah. And they can also tell when you haven't been watching them or don't care.
That's, I think that's what you end up getting.
Yeah. The kid's like, oh, she doesn't care if I.
Yeah. She did, like, that's the message Gianna certainly got, was like, I'm not sure she cares to like develop me.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
Were you watching me?
Yeah.
I do know at swim, like I do like this. Like after every race, they have to go up to a coach. You have to go to a coach and say, "Hey, you know, what'd you see at this race, or what's your feedback?"
That's good.
And they will give feedback. And I think it's at meets. I'm like in practices, I tell like she'll come on and be like, "Oh," I'm like, "I'm not the coach. Ask them why did this happen? Why am I swimming here and not there? Why am I swimming this event?" It doesn't mean you're challenging them.
Mm-hmm.
All you're doing is like opening that line of communication up to be like, because they're going to tell you like, "Oh, I want you rested for Saturday. I'm not swimming you Friday." Or
maybe
that relay is right before your mile. We're not going to put you in it because like ask the question. It's not disrespectful. And I think the kids we're raising now are a little better about it.
I do too.
But sometimes my kids look at the car and they'll say something, I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not the coach. Ask the coach."
Yeah. Or I'll say, "Why don't you sleep on it?"
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times they are a child, so it's coming out. Yeah. And then when they sleep on it, they're like, you know, I guess it's not that bad.
Right.
Whatever. I was kind of overreacting.
Right.
I know we're getting to the end here,
we
just gotta summarize like key interventions for talking to your inner child or like helping to understand your inner child.
Absolutely. I think like with that, it's like, what do you say to your child? Or if you don't even have children, what would you say to you to help you feel better? What would make you feel better about it?
Coming from a nurturing, compassionate place.
Absolutely.
Because
I don't think why you're feeling this way.
Yes. So it can be talk to your inner child.
Mm-hmm.
Skills. Like acknowledge when your inner child is showing up.
Recognizing when the bear is coming out.
Recognize it.
Somatic symptoms.
Breathe. And then try to use a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
Say, you know what? When you have calmed, then you can say, I could practice my I statements. I could practice setting a boundary here.
Mm-hmm.
Like if what I'm reacting to is I want to say no, but I'm saying yes, then give yourself time and space first. Be like, I got to think about that. And then come back and set the boundary. That's a skill. So think about, what are my skills? What do I need? Assertion skills. That's a great thing to work on in therapy.
I agree.
Do I need to learn to set boundaries? Because that is, and have a good relationship with your inner child.
Absolutely.
See it like
nurture
what it is, a child.
And also, I always like to ask, do I have control of this?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't, then that radical acceptance of like, I don't have I'm getting upset about something I can't control.
Yeah.
As a kid, sometimes we don't have a lot of control over anything.
Yeah, agreed.
So a lot of times that trigger of lack of control is what it brings out. But like, obviously, you bring back today. I had no control over the fact there was not, were they going to roll in a 13th treadmill so I could get a treadmill? No. Right. I can't control this. I got to radically accept there's a reason the universe, this makes me feel better too. There's a reason the universe is putting this in my path right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got to figure out what that is. Or I got to roll with it because there's a bigger meaning here. And that's what this big meaning is, me not doing a treadmill first. But like,
amen.
All of that. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning into today's episode of Fit Mind Chats. We'll see you next Monday for another session. If you have a question or topic, or if you have any kind of inner child things that happen for you, message us on Facebook, comment on this podcast.
Yep.
We would love to hear it.
If you'd like to seek out therapy services, go to our website, fitmindcleveland.com, and contact us. And if you would please leave us a rating or a review or share your thoughts, and then share our podcast with family, friends, enemies, or anyone that needs it. We want to bring mental health access to all the people that can benefit.
Have a good week.
Yay.